All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. So we're here to talk about Keypom, and if you haven't heard already, it's pretty lit, fam. And,
it's going to the moon.
It's going to the moon. So a quick overview of the agenda today. What we're going to talk about is basically who we are, why we're here, the Web3 onboarding problem, a little bit about the Keypom solution, but since we already built it, we're going to talk about how it works, and then we're going to talk about what you can do today with Keypom, and we're also going to talk about where Keypom has already been used, and we're going to talk about our future work. So, who are we? Basically, Ben, I'll let you introduce yourself first, and then I'll go.
Awesome. Yeah, my name is Ben Kurek. I'm a subject matter expert when it comes to NFTs, smart contracts, access keys, pretty much everything smart contracts on Near. I work for Pagoda, I co-founded Fair, and I'm really passionate about innovation and technology.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben. So my name is Matt Lockyer, and I have a background in UX research. I was in the Ethereum community for a while. I joined Near in May 2020. I worked on the wallet team, and then I joined the DevRel team and worked a lot with the NFT standards and the marketplaces. I'm currently with Proximity, and I'm passionate about crypto adoption. All right, so this is big. So why are we here? Basically, Web3, crypto, blockchain, whatever you want to call it, it's all about the sovereign ownership of your assets. It's all about basically creating and exchanging values without intermediaries. So this is about P2P coordination. It's about us being able to do what we want with each other online, and it's about nobody kind of getting in the way. It's really about privacy and freedom at the end of the day. Now, none of this will matter unless people can use the apps, right? Like if they're confused, if they have to go through a bunch of jargon, if they have to jump through a bunch of hoops, it's just not going to work because we can't get everybody on board. You shouldn't have to be techno-literate to use crypto and blockchain. So the Web3 onboarding problem is really the fact that a user must create an account before they can do anything of value. And what we really want to do is we want to flip that model, and we want them not to have to like be educated and understand a bunch of shit. We would just want them to use the products. We want them to use the apps immediately, then see the value from the app that they're using, and then we want them to create wallets and actually claim the value kind of post hoc. So Web 2 has this. They have frictionless onboarding. You go to a website, you just start using a demo, right? And then maybe you create your account after you've created something and you need to save it. Why can't we do this with Web 3? Well, thanks to the Near blockchain and thanks to access keys and the account model, we can. So the Keypom solution. Did anyone go to the party last night? Show of hands.
Or the party on Monday.
Or the party on Sunday.
Or Monday.
So if you got a ticket, your ticket was just a link, and that link showed a QR code. When you clicked on the ticket, it made a transaction to the Near blockchain, but you didn't have a wallet. When the ticket was scanned, it made a transaction on the Near blockchain. Those people didn't have a wallet. Nobody needed to create a wallet to actually do things on the Near blockchain. And this is all made possible by access keys. And Ben, you're going to talk a little bit about how it works in a moment. This is the key point though. You can take a link, something you're familiar with, get a QR code, something you're also familiar with, you can go to a party, you can get value, and then later on, you can create a wallet from that same link and you can claim an NFT or do many more things, which we're gonna also talk about. So, really quick, just to sum up the NFT ticketing use case, there were no wallets. There was no Wi-Fi that needed to be used. There was no burning of NFTs or any other complicated stuff. So you receive an NFT and a wallet to show that you were there after you've enjoyed all of the value and interaction and the coordination that I was talking about amongst multiple different parties. So I think it's pretty impressive. And now Ben is going to talk about how it works.
One more quick point in that is that you only get the NFT, you only get onboarded once you've actually showed up. right? So it sort of eliminates that use case where people go, they get a ticket, they get the NFT, but they never actually show up to the event, which I think is really important too. So it's actually a proof of attendance, rather than just going, stealing the link, and then just it's in your wallet, but you never actually showed up to the event. But I'm going to talk a little bit about how it works right now from a more developer standpoint. So what you do, you go to the app, you go to our contract, you deposit some NEAR into your account. We have a sort of debiting system in place, so you deposit a bunch of NEAR, and it's in your account, and you use it over time. We did this so that there's seamless user experience when you're actually on site, because a lot of the stuff costs NEAR, and you don't want to constantly be redirected over to the NEAR wallet to sign transactions and all that stuff, right? So if we keep sort of one time, let's say you deposit, 500 NEAR, you can use that for essentially the rest of the week, or however many tickets that you're creating or use cases you're doing. But yeah, so that's step one. Deposit some NEAR into your account. Step two is you create a drop. This drop outlines essentially the behavior that's going to be used when the key is claimed, right? So you can have an NFT ticketing sort of drop. You could have a fungible token drop, NFT drop, even just like a simple link drop, right? So you create the drop, right? And then after that, you add keys. As many keys as you want. You can have 1 key, 2 keys, 3 keys. You can have 100,000 keys. Let's say you want to onboard 1 million users. You could create a drop with 1 million keys, right? And then after that, you hand out the keys however you want, whatever distro app you want to use, right? You give out the keys, they're used, and then all of the logic is executed on chain. Keys can be used either to claim to an existing account, right? So let's say you're in the NEAR ecosystem, you have an account already, right? You just want to claim, you want to get the assets, the fungible tokens, the NFTs, the function calls, all to an existing account. You can do that, but you can also claim to an entirely new account that's never been created before. So it will create the account for you. You don't need to go through any of the onboarding process, none of the implicit account, fund through MoonPay, all that stuff. You don't need any of that, right? You can just create an account on chain, basically for free, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and just something about the numbers. We use these for a couple of the parties. The party on Sunday night, we actually created like 1,700 keys. And we just basically started giving them out. We had about 14 different drop types. Each drop type had a different kind of custom NFT, and it all worked really seamlessly. So Ben, what about the config?
Yeah, so there's a whole ton of optimizations and a ton of customizable features that you can have when creating these drops. I'm just going to go through a couple of them. So one is like a deposit per use. So every time the key is used, how much NEAR gets sent to the claimed account? 1 NEAR, 2 NEAR. If you're familiar with the existing link drop contract, they have a hard-coded 1 NEAR minimum, so you can't go below 1 NEAR every time the link drop is claimed. This, you can go as low as you want. You can create a link drop with even no NEAR, no deposit per use, but if you're creating a simple link drop, this is actually 99.8% cheaper than the existing link drop contract. Another one, the uses per key. So let's say you created a drop, you want to give it out to a whole bunch of people, and you want them to be able to use it multiple times. You can actually create a multiple use access key system. So you can have 1 key that can be claimed 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 500, however many times you want, just that 1 key. Another thing is a throttle timestamp. Let's say you have a key that has 10 uses, but you don't want it to be used bam, 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 bam. You can create a throttle timestamp to throttle the time in between each use. Another thing, let's say you have your own link drop contract, right? So let's say you want every single account to be a sub-account of your account. So I think we have Endless here. Let's say they want to onboard all of their users and they want every single one of their account IDs to end with .endless.near. You can do that too. You can specify a custom drop route if you want.
Awesome, Ben, thanks. So let's talk about drop types.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with simple link drops, you've got a simple drop. This is essentially what everything is built off of. The simple link drop with just NEAR embedded into the key. That's for transferring NEAR, for onboarding, really easy. We've also got NFT drops and fungible token drops. There's sort of wrappers around that simple drop. So not only can you do NEAR, you can also add NFTs, fungible tokens. Let's say you want to onboard a user and send them an NFT. Boom, you can create an NFT drop as well, fungible token drop. And then the crème de la crème, which is the most powerful feature, I think, of Keypom is function call drops. When your key is used, you can go and actually execute functions on chain. Let's say you want to do auto registration into a DAO, lazy mint an NFT. All of this is possible through Keypom.
Awesome. So, we've been talking a lot about how you can use Keypom. Maybe as a developer, you can use our contract directly, or you can use our front end here. Now, our front end looks a little clunky, and that's because we did apply to the NEAR Foundation for a grant to hire maybe some of you lovely developers in the audience and kind of bring more developers into our ecosystem, but we were denied. And why? Because we already work in the NEAR ecosystem. And they said, no dice, wink, wink. Maybe we do need a grant, because it would be really awesome to have a no-code front end for Keypom, right, everybody? Yeah, okay, people are actually listening. So anyway, moving on, I want to drill into what Ben said was the creme de la creme, which is the function call drops. These are really, really cool. This is actually how we did the NFT tickets, because we didn't know who was going to claim the NFTs, so why would we create them ahead of time? So instead, we made an NFT contract that could actually have the NFTs lazy minted with a function call that was approved from the Keypom contract. So it's really Keypom doing a function call to the NFT contract, and the NFT is created and then shot into either a new or existing wallet. This is an awesome use case, especially an awesome user experience as well, because they just create their NEAR wallet and the NFT is there already when they go look at it. So every key use, just a little bit on kind of the nerdy details, every key use can actually have a vector of methods called. So you can do whatever you want. You can have one method and then another method and another method. So keys with multiple uses can have a different vector for each use. So you could basically create a key that was membership in a DAO, and then it was sort of vote 3 times, and then it was sort of maybe claim some sort of reputation to an existing wallet or a new wallet. So you can do user onboarding that actually takes the user through multiple steps of creating value on chain and then retroactively put that value into an account. So key uses can also be null or just empty. And just to describe why you would do this is sometimes you just want to know that the key is on the first use, the second use, the third use, and that is exactly how we did the NFT ticketing system, because we wouldn't let people scan and get into the event until a certain point. And then after they scan, we need to kind of show them that they can now create a wallet and claim. So the front end for the tickets was actually referencing how many times the key has been claimed. So whether it's step 1, step 2, step 3. So it's a very cool system, and we had a lot of fun building it. So on to some other use cases. I'm going to let Ben talk about this.
Sure, yeah. So this is, I think what I really want to stress is that this is not just for NFT ticketing. You can use Keypom for so many different things, and this is just what we thought of. So let's play out a little scenario here. I hired Matt, right, as a contractor.
Unlikely, I probably hired you.
He probably would hire me, but let's just say that I hired Matt as a contractor, and he's demanding 500 USDC per week for doing something, right? Now, the traditional approach should be, okay, I'm going to set up a server, or I'm going to set a reminder on my phone every week to go log into my NEAR wallet, go send 500 using the fungible token contract and send him 500 USDC, right? Or you could set it up in a server and have it automatic, but then you need your full access key in there and all that mumble jumble. But what you can do with Keypom is, let's imagine you create a fungible token drop. I give Matt, let's say I'm employing him for 12 weeks. I create a key with 12 uses on it. So Matt can use this key 12 times. I then set a throttle timestamp of a week. So Matt can only use this key once a week. Then what I do is I load up that drop with a whole lot of USDC. Maybe I can preload all 12 weeks, or maybe I do it a week at a time. It doesn't matter, right? Then all I need to do is just give Matt the key. That's it. He has the key. He can claim the fungible tokens whenever he wants. Doesn't matter, it's up to him. But he has the key. He can claim the fungible tokens, and everybody's happy. So that's one use case.
Another really cool aspect of this would be that obviously if Benji is not happy with the work, I don't know why he wouldn't be. I mean, he can revoke the key at any time because he is the administrator of the drop and of all the keys in the drop. So he can revoke the key, which would of course cancel my streaming payments.
Another use case, back-end servers. So there's been a lot of times in the NEAR ecosystem, and not even just in the NEAR ecosystem, where things get hacked, servers get hacked, secrets get exposed. For example, let's say you have a server that has a full access key because you need to attach some NEAR, right? That's very common. You have a function that requires a NEAR deposit. That means you have to have a full access key to sign the transaction. If you're doing all of this in a server, and your server gets breached, you lose your full access key. That's a no-no. We don't want to lose our full access key. So what you can do is you can use Keypom to create a function call drop and then use that function call in your backend server. You can cycle the keys, you can create multiple keys in the drop. It's way more secure because if you lose that key, it can only be used to call one thing and one thing only, and that's either claim or create account and claim. You can also change your permissions to only allow the key to call claim or only allow the key to call create account and claim. But if you lose the key, what's going to happen? It's going to do what you think it's going to do, and that's what is outlined in the drop.
That's great.
And then another one is quick onboarding, mass onboarding. So the one NEAR hard-coded link drop value in the current link drop contract is completely bypassable. You can create one link drop with about 0.0005 NEAR, right? So you can mass onboard hundreds of thousands of users with Keypom and create a bunch of these simple drops. You can also do fungible tokens as well. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. But you can make really, really easy and really quick onboarding. I use it all the time. Through my startup Fair, there's a lot of not crypto native people that I need to onboard into the NEAR ecosystem. I just create a simple drop. I give them a key. Boom, they're onboarded onto NEAR. Super simple.
Awesome. So this one's pretty interesting. Let's see if the developers in the audience can keep pace with this one.
This one's getting a little bit freaky, sort of pushing the boundaries of what you can do. So let's imagine that you have a function call drop that actually goes and adds more keys when a key is used. So you're calling the method add key whenever one key is used. So you could create like a drop that has 3 uses, the first 2 add another key, and then the last one goes and actually lazy mints you an NFT. And so you could expand on this and have some sort of social media like breadth first traversal thing where you create a drop that goes and calls the add keys on another drop, which goes and does this like massive key creation thing, and you only get the NFT if your friends have claimed your keys or something. Just some marketing stunt, but just pushing the boundaries of what you can do here. I think it's pretty interesting.
It is a marketing stunt. We're developers. We hate marketing. So, maybe you can do the marketing. So, where is Keypom used? Let's talk about a couple of spots. Ben, you want to take the first couple?
Sure, yeah. So Endless, I see them in the audience here. We've had a lot of conversations with them about the backend servers. They find it really interesting. We did some of the POAPs at ETH Toronto. We did the proximity party.
We did the NEAR Week party as well, which was not a party that we sort of had firsthand in organizing, but I was getting some messages from the organizers that basically said, they love it, and that's great. That's great feedback. We also did some POAPs for Pagoda here at NEARCON, and also we did it for your company Fair.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about future work. So right now, Keypom is basically, it's a very simple kind of like, it's a very simple kind of serial, like linear process of claiming. It's sort of claim this, claim that, claim that. I'm particularly passionate about kind of getting a V2 going where we can create a more complicated state machine where we can go from like step 1 to step 2 and loop back to step 1 and go to step 2 and basically have a whole bunch of other interesting things going on. I want to embed little data structures in there, so instead of just sort of incrementing the steps, we can actually control different variables and we can keep track of different pieces of data as the users are calling claim. Why this is important is because we can actually create a lot of really deep integrations with a lot of the apps on NEAR, and then, as I mentioned before, in kind of a join a DAO and vote 3 times use case, we can actually retroactively send the reputation that you voted 3 times and participated to the newly created account. So really the key comes down to people, pun intended, comes down to basically people getting value out of using the NEAR blockchain without having to set up a wallet. And another aspect of this is that sometimes when you go to use the blockchain, you don't have your wallet on your phone, or you don't have it on even your laptop. It's on your ledger. You just want to go to an app and start using it. And then you know maybe the name of your account on your ledger, and you just want to shoot all the assets into there after you've sort of maybe played a game or completed a challenge or done some education thing like a learn to earn. So really, this is actually not just for new users, it's for existing users as well. Ben, do you have any topics you want to cover on future work?
No, I mean there's a whole lot of work to be done on the contract side. We're pushing out some new NEPs to really enhance some of the technology in terms of like getting gas prices on chain, getting access key allowances on chain in the runtime and stuff. So I'm working pretty hard with the working groups there to get those NEPs through. But yeah, I mean this has been a blast building out this contract, and it's been fun.
Awesome. All right, so that's it. Thanks everyone, and I hope you enjoyed it.